Hi, this is a short video about the difference between scarcity and shortage. It's a common question I get from students, and I know it's shown up on a couple of exercises on quizzes or exams before. Even though it says quite clearly in the book, this is the first page from our textbook, it's page 27. First paragraph right here, it says scarcity is not a shortage, although this is presented before shortage is even defined in the textbook. And when shortage is introduced in the first time, this is page 67. It again says that shortages and scarcity are not the same thing. The definitions make it sound like the concepts are at least related, though. So to explain the differences between the two, I'm going to recap the definitions, and I'm going to provide an illustration that shows both of the terms on the same picture, and we can show how the definitions indicate that they are not the same thing. So the definition of scarcity is that there aren't enough of the product, or really of the resources that make the product, to satisfy all the wants of the people in society. The definition of shortage is simply that the price is such that the quantity demanded exceeds the quantity supplied. Here we've got a picture. There's nothing special about this picture. This is from the exercises at the end of chapter 3, and I chose it simply because there's numbers and labels that I can refer to. A shortage in this picture would be shown at a price that's below equilibrium, like 700 or 600. We see that at a price of 600, the quantity supplied is 1,500 units. These are apartments. And at a price of 600, the quantity demanded is 3,000. And since the quantity demanded exceeds the quantity supplied, this fits the definition, and we see that there is a shortage here. We also know that there's a scarcity issue because the number of apartments that are wanted or desired exceeds the number of apartments that are available. So scarcity applies here. However, if the price rises to the equilibrium level of 800, the quantity supplied would be 2,500, shown on the supply curve, and the quantity demanded would also be 2,500, found by going over to the blue curve and then dropping down. Here there is no shortage. The definition does not apply because the quantity supplied and quantity demanded are equal. However, notice that because there are people represented by the portion of the demand curve that's below the price level of 800, that means there are people who want the product. That is, there's somebody who's willing to pay $700 for an apartment. There's a bunch of other people who are willing to pay around $600 for the apartment. Those are wants that go unsatisfied. This is the exact definition of scarcity. That is, we don't have enough resources, whether you consider it apartments or the resources used to make apartments, to satisfy the wants of those individuals beyond the first 2,500 most willing to pay. In this situation, when the price is at the equilibrium of 800, scarcity still exists, even though there's not a shortage. So the difference between the two terms comes precisely from the definition, and the illustration shows that one of those terms, that is shortage, might not exist, but scarcity is still there.